Hi, I'm the blind guy, and today I'm going to be preparing a traditional dish called the beef stroganoff. There is a legend that this dish was originally prepared for an elderly noble, and that noble had no teeth, so this dish is extra soft. For this dish I will need the meat, probably a good cut, some onion, garlic, some mushrooms, pasta, sour cream, and beef stock. I'm going to start by chopping up my vegetables, and then I'll chop up meat at the end. So I'll start with my onion. I'll peel it. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is chop up the mushrooms. I'm using cremini mushrooms because they have more flavor than just traditional white mushrooms. Now, if you're wondering why we use so many mushrooms and so many onions, it's because we like them in my family. And there are people who don't like mushrooms, who don't really like onions, so you can reduce the amount in your recipe, or you can skip mushrooms altogether. Now I got this nice beef chuck, which I'm going to cut for beef stroganoff. I'm going to cut against the grain. You never want to cut along the grain for the meat because it would be just more tough to cut. So I'm just going to cut it into slices first, and I'm going to cut it into thin strips. To do this, you need a really sharp knife. If you want to know how to sharpen your knife properly, you can watch a video on my channel. Now that I cut the meat into slices, I'm going to cut each one into strips. So I'm going to cut it lengthwise. So we're going to start by searing the meat on a frying pan. I'm going to add some vegetable oil to the frying pan so the meat doesn't get stuck to the bottom. I'm going to get it on high heat. And let me put the meat in. You can hear it starting to sizzle. While it's doing that, I put the pasta on. The only trick with making the pasta is to get the water boiling before putting it in. And then it just boils for like 5-10 minutes until it starts floating. Then the pasta is ready. But follow the instructions on the packaging if you want al dente, which is a little tougher. All right, so I'm just going to turn all the meat pieces around over so that I get the chance to sizzle on the other side. Now the meat has been on the stove top for about 15 minutes on high heat. It's definitely not ready yet, but I will take it off the frying pan so that I can cook the vegetables now, and then I'm going to add the meat back in to make the whole dish together. Now that we removed all the meat, there is still a lot of flavor and juices in the frying pan. I'm not going to remove it. I'm going to saute my vegetables in it. I'm also going to add about a quarter of a stick of butter because the recipe calls for it. So at this point, I'm just going to add all the mushrooms and the onions to the frying pan. I reduced the heat, so it's on medium heat now, not on high heat. So I'm going to saute those vegetables in the meat juice, the butter, and the oil that I added at the beginning for another maybe 10 minutes before adding the other ingredients. At this point, I'm going to add 2 cloves of garlic to my vegetables. I'm going to use the zester, and I'm just going to grate the garlic that I previously peeled. If you want to get a zester like this, I put a link in the description below the video. Okay, the vegetables look really nice. I'm going to add the meat back in. Then I'm going to add a few other ingredients. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of flour, maybe 2. I'm going to add a pinch of salt, a generous pinch of salt. And I'm going to cover it all up with beef stock, which is an important ingredient. I'm going to pour enough beef stock to cover the meat. Now I'm going to cover it with a lid, and I'm going to let it steam for another hour to get the meat ready. Now the meat has been on a stovetop for about an hour, and it's ready now. So the last ingredient to add would be the sour cream. I'm going to mix it up really fast so that the sour cream doesn't curdle. And at the end, I'm going to add a spoon of mustard to the mix, just for the flavor. And now let's give it a taste. Let's see how it came out. It smells delicious. It's some meat with some pasta. The meat is soft. It has a lot of flavor. The pasta, by the way, came out great as well. I like this dish. It actually makes a great meal for the evening, for you and for your family. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you like this video. Let me know what you want me to prepare next time. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.